Hello, everybody, and today I have another story for you. It's not a radio story, but I still got one. So let's get an introduction first. Meet Hitler. We'll call him Hitler. I'm not going to reveal his real name, but meet Hitler. Now, Hitler was picked on. Everyone was a jerk to him, and everyone hated him and said that they bullied him. And I just say, oh, you little babies. I didn't feel bad for them because I knew that they picked on him, and I still don't feel bad for a couple of these kids. So, anyways, Hitler here. I was friends with him. Uh, no one, everyone was kind of a jerk to him. Anyways, he's kind of a weirdo. But, anyways, yeah, I was kind of friends with him. And, so, it started I'm going to tell you one story about him. Because I have a few, but this all kind of started in January of 2016, or probably, it was actually started in December of 2015. But, yeah, he did, sorry. So there's this, like, shed by the school wall, by the field. It was kind of like there's a fence in the field, then you walk by the door to the fence, um, and there's, like, a blacktop, and it's, like, on the grass by the blacktop. It was on the left side if you're going towards the field, or on the right. But, anyway, sorry. There's a little gap between the shed, and I'd go in there sometimes. I'd go behind there sometimes, because it's kind of nice and quiet, and you can get away from people. That sounded wrong, but, yeah, and he took me and my one other friend that we kind of hung around outside, because he was and we'll call him Jimmy. Um, so yeah, he took me and Jimmy behind the wall, and, so he takes us there, and he's in between us, and he puts his ear to the wall. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, oh, I'm just listening to the phone calls. I'm like, what? He says, oh, I'm listening to the phone calls. I'm like, I could tell he was lying, and like, okay, what do you mean? He's like, oh, I can hear phone calls through the wall. And these are thick walls. Like, these aren't walls that you could hear stuff through. Like, they're like some sort of brick. But I mean, these are thick. You're not gonna hear stuff through them. And I'm like, I don't think you can hear the phone calls. He's like, yeah, I can. I'm like, okay, fine. In class after break, listen for any phone calls in my class. And if you hear it and there is any, tell me what they said. He's like, oh, I can't do that. I'm like, why? Because my teacher will get angry at me, and I'm like, so that's at this point, I know he's lying. Like, there's no way he could be telling the truth. And I'm like, well, if I quit then. He's like, what? And I just walk off. Then, I don't know if Jimmy left. I mean, and there was this one other kid that doesn't really have much to do with it, but his name I'll just call him Little Jimmy. But he was my other friend, and he sticked with him for a while, but that's another story. Um, so yeah, me and Jimmy left, and the day later, he's walking around with Little Jimmy, and I'm like, bro, leave. Well, this is actually before, but, he's like, Hitler comes up to me, he's like, bro, I've been thinking it over, and I think I'm gonna kick you out of the club. I'm like, okay, why? He's like, well, because you don't believe in me. You don't believe my teachings. Well, I don't know if he said you don't believe my teachings, but he said something along that. I'm like, fine, I quit then. That was like, I quit. Like I said, I had already quit. And by the way this kid acted is kind of like, like the movies, like the guy's like, I've seen too much in my life. Like, he seriously acted like he was in World War III and all of his friends got freaking slaughtered and made into dog food. I don't know. That's really how I acted, though. Just kind of like, loner or whatever, the cool guy. I just wanted to get that out there, but... So yeah, he kicks me out. Well, I actually quit twice. But yeah, I guess he thinks he kicks me out, but he gets rid of me. And I think Jimmy leaves right after that. Or maybe not, I don't know. But I think he leaves a few days or right after that. But yeah. So that's the story. I will probably have more stories about this kid, because, for the last half of the school year, he lost all of his friends who had given him sympathy for getting bullied in a matter of, 2 weeks. I kid you not. And everyone not just oh, I don't, he's kind of a jerk. Everyone hated him, including me. So this kid's gonna make for a lot of good stories. This is just one of them. But he was, the main source of drama for the last half of the school year. He was all we talked about. But, yeah. So, and I also heard that, he went on to, start a world war and start execution camps. But, I mean, come on, guys. I don't believe that. But I hope you enjoyed today's video. And if you did, please leave a like and subscribe. I'll see you later. Bye!